Did you show us your coffee cup, Alex?
I actually have it in the kitchen. If you can wait 1 second, I'll
Oh,
go and grab
Yeah, you love.
it. Be right back.
coffee cups. All right, what you got?
All right.
Okay, so I've got this ugly mug right here.
Oh, love it.
I love it. You win.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Welcome to Coffee and Words. Cheryl Morgan is co-hosting today.
Hello, hello.
Alex, the Trojan Riggs, is here with us. Welcome to the show. So you are an MMA fighter, which that's like,
I am.
I would love to be an MMA fighter. That would never happen. But tell me a little bit about how you got started in that. Like, what made you want to go and do that?
I've just been doing it for so long. I like to get to learn so many different martial arts, like jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, like to keep up with my taekwondo when I can. Just the fact that I can mix so many different arts into one, I really enjoy.
What's the hardest part of your training? I mean, is there something about the training process that you've struggled with that, has been harder to achieve?
Probably the hardest thing for me was back when I just started. I only knew some stand up, so learning all the fighting from the ground was difficult at first. That was a struggle for me. It caused a couple losses because I was kind of thrown into the fire and just started fighting right away. So being able to learn and pick that up, I'm still learning it. Even from where I started learning here in Knoxville at Shield Systems for the few years I've been there. I've gone from pretty good to really good on my ground game. So that was probably my biggest struggle. And I'm constantly learning.
Tell me about some of your most memorable fights, or maybe the most memorable one.
There was this one fight where I had got a standing guillotine choke on a guy, and I was basically lifting him off his feet, choking him. And that's how I finished him. He kind of passed out, I guess, but he's okay. He got up. He was.
How many fights have you won?
My pro record, I'm 3-3. So I've won 3 and I've lost 3. So it's in the middle. And then as far as my amateur record, it's been so long, but I had probably around 24 fights as an amateur.
How long does it take to go from amateur to pro?
Here in Tennessee, it's just kind of whenever you're ready, you got to go get licensed and show how many, like your record, so really, there's not a particular amount of time you have to have. It's kind of how you feel when you're ready to go pro.
What would you say that MMA, or how would you say it benefits people as far as character building? Like if you were recommending it to someone, especially young people or any type of martial arts?
Yes, absolutely. Especially jiu-jitsu would be good for all ages to start. It's all the submissions and grappling and that kind of thing. It definitely builds strong work ethic because you got to have that. You got to be consistent in what you're doing. Even your self-discipline can carry over to your regular life. Even like work ethic, you train hard, you can carry that over to your job where you can continue to work hard. Say things aren't going your way, like me, the ground game, just being able to work through that and keep a level head and continue through outside of MMA. In your regular life, things don't go your way, you keep a level head about it because you can overcome it.
Yeah. How do you overcome like discouragement? Do you ever get discouraged?
I have
all the time.
How to overcome it, that'd be tough. I think just knowing through all the things I've been through MMA, losing streaks, things like that, and just taking it as a lesson, remember why those things happen and learning from it for the next fight or the next thing in life. Just learn from everything. Don't just take a loss and be upset about it forever. Realize what it was that you did and learn from it for the future.
That's sometimes very difficult. I think if we have one setback, we tend to want to scrap something, and sometimes it's hard to keep pushing through, but and I would think that the fighting would be something that would help build that strength to just keep going. I mean, and how do you stay motivated in the middle of a fight? Like what is that like? Do you ever have those moments where it would just be easier to just kind of exit?
Yes, definitely, for sure. But I think just the amount of work I put into it keeps me from doing that. I know I put all the time and effort into it. And when I'm there, I know I'm going to finish it.
How much time do you spend training each week?
I train Monday through Thursday for 3 hours a day, and then about an hour to 2 hours on Saturday.
Sarah asked about being in the middle of the fight, and do you ever want to, just tap out? But how, once you find out you're about to go in the ring with someone, whether that's, 3 months down the line or 2 weeks, I don't know how long you get, how much notice you get, but how do you go through like preparing yourself? I mean, for that, are you just like, I'm going to kill him, is that your mindset? Or I just want to survive? I mean, how do you go through that kind of during your training process for a particular fight?
Those are all there for sure. Me personally, I like to remain calm. I like to watch videos if I can of them, find their weaknesses and what they're strong at, and go have a game plan going into it. I'm not really like, I'm going to kill him kind of, unless it's like almost right up to the moment. Stay calm, stay relaxed, be ready to go. There's always nerves no matter what. And no matter how long you do it, there's always the nerves.
Have you ever missed your weigh-in at the last minute and not been able to fight?
No, actually. I've been able to make weight on all my fights.
Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about the weight differences and that whole process, because there's different categories, right?
Yes. They go from 125, and then every 10 pounds is another weight class. So I fight at lightweight, which is 155 pounds. And I typically walk around at about 170 pounds. So between like a month out, I got to slowly start cutting weight to the last minute. And then whatever I have left, I usually sit in a sauna and sweat the rest out.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, is it that easy? Man, I'm getting a sauna, Cheryl. That's going in at the house. New item to buy. Christmas present. No, birthday present. There we go.
We'll put it in the studio. How about that for all of us?
Sauna in the studio. That would be interesting for people to walk in on, the people just sitting in the sauna. Oh man. Well, tell me about the nervousness or the anxiety that comes with that, because you just mentioned like the nerves and things, and I think that is just something that we all struggle with sometimes. And no matter how many times we've done something, there's always that moment where those nerves kick in. So what do you do to kind of calm that or push through it?
I do this thing called box breathing. It's where you breathe in for 5 seconds, hold it 5 seconds, breathe out 5 seconds, hold it 5 seconds, and repeat. And I just do that for about 5 minutes or so. And that kind of helps calm me down before I walk out to fight. And so that's one way I kind of control that. And also at this point, I know I've been through it all. So it helps to know that I've been hurt before. I've been hurt before, and I'm okay. I'm still okay. So that definitely helps. I think just the experience also.
Yeah. And so reminding yourself, you've done this before, you've been through this before, you're going to get through it again. That's great advice. So what's the worst injury you've ever sustained?
3 stick out to me. One was my knee. It had got injured. I'm not even sure how it happened, but it swelled up pretty good. But that was years ago, so that I'm fine there now. That's okay. And then I got a couple of cuts, but those were very minor. And then probably my nose. I got caught with a hook, I think, on my nose, and had like a hematoma in it. Had to go get it drained, but
oh no.
Yeah. So there was that.
Have you seen really bad injuries from other people? Have you?
Yes, I have. I had a teammate who had his arm broken. That was rough to watch.
Now, what is a cage fight like? So what are kind of the rules for that, and what does that entail?
So the rules are basically no eye pokes, no low blows, And amateur to pro are different, but for pro, you're allowed to throw knees and elbows to the head. If your opponent's grounded, you can't kick or knee him to the head. So there are slight safety measures as much as you can in a fight, but everything else is pretty much go. So
what is your motivation each day, and where do you find the strength to keep going sometimes?
Well, my ultimate goal would be getting to the UFC, which is kind of like the highest you can get in MMA. So I'm constantly striving towards that, which takes a lot of constant work and training to get there, and to you have to win quite a bit to get there. So that's my motivation for that. But what I guess keeps me going also is my teammates. They're also trying to do the same thing. So if I don't go when I don't want to, they're also not getting the training they need. So to be there to help them as well as them helping me is also a big motivation for me.
Oh, I love that. That's so great. I know we need a support system and accountability partners to keep us going, to keep us moving along. It's so hard to do things alone. And that's another thing that we're trying to build a community here with this show where we can all support each other. And so I love that you mentioned that.
Is there a certain, affirmation that really sticks out in your head that that's kind of your go-to for yourself? Are you an affirmation guy at all? When you're getting ready, is there something you just, I'm the best, I'm the greatest, that just helps you get motivated and kind of recentered?
I want to be the best version of myself.
Yeah.
So go out and give it my all, I guess, would be what I would tell myself.
Yeah. No one can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, no one can destroy a person, but his own mindset can. That really hit home with me. I was in a conference this past weekend, and the gentleman was talking about, do you compete against other people, or do you just try to be a better version of yourself, from day to day? And that really hit me, because it is the mindset. I don't want to be Sarah. Sarah's amazing, and I don't want to be you, because I don't want to get hit in the head all the time. But, what do I want to be? And I just want to be a better version of me than yesterday. And that kind of just connected with me with reading that saying. I thought that was awesome.
Because we get focused on these big things, and it's like, if you could do a little bit better the next day than you did the previous day, you're going to grow and change. Things are going to get better, focusing on little things.
How do you measure that, Alex, when you take that to heart? How are you measuring that?
Well, sticking to MMA, we have a class that's specifically designed for jiu-jitsu, our competition jiu-jitsu, and we do these things where we work on one position, and we just over and over again. If you get submitted, don't worry about it, because you're about to do it right again. So you just keep learning and find the little mistakes you're making. Keep on improving from what you're noticing.
I love that. And you said it was a team, you're involved in a team. So all of you are helping each other get better throughout that process. That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. I think it's important that we don't beat ourselves up. It's just keep improving the little tiny things, just keep doing a little bit better, and keep focusing on improvement, and don't let those things slow you down.
For sure.
I'm sure that you have probably impacted people around you that have seen you continue. And so it inspires them to continue. When they see that you didn't quit, that you followed it through to the finish line, they're probably able to do that too, because you set that example for them.
I think so. And I hope I do.
What happens when, right off of that, you have no fear, you keep, keep yourself keeping on. What about family? What about your relationships? And they come in and they say, hey, are you going to get beat up all your life? I know you have a support system, but how do you deal with that when people are like, hey man, this is really dangerous? What do you do to kind of rise above that negativity, even though those folks are caring about you? It's obvious love, but how do you deal with that?
I've definitely had some of that happen to me before. I kind of just try to use it as motivation to continue, to not like, okay, I kind of like, I guess I got to prove them wrong almost. So I'm going to keep with it. And I know they're not wrong, and I know they're only trying to care for me, so I don't like get mad about it. But I just try to show them that I am going to be okay. If I continue what I'm doing and show them that I'll be all right.
That's got to be hard. I'm sure a lot of fighters go through that. And I'm sure a lot of fighters have lost friends, you know, or people in their life over that probably just, you know, couldn't handle watching that. So I guess that's sometimes the side of things we probably don't see. But my hat is off to people who stick around and support any of us in our art. It's very important. We don't have to understand the art to support it.
That's true. Very true.
What advice do you have for people either pursuing MMA or other things?
I would have to take this from my coach at the moment. He says, become obsessed with it. If it's really what you want to do, put everything you got into it. Don't let other things distract you from it. Keep being obsessed with it and continue putting all your work and focus on it. And another thing I would say, once you're in whatever you're doing, I learned this in Taekwondo way back when. It was a constant and never ending improvement. So if you go in with a hot head, like I already know all this, I don't have to learn anything. Well, eventually it's going to backfire on you. There's plenty to learn. Always learn, constant, continue to learn. Never let yourself get to that point where you don't think you need to. Constant, never ending improvement. That would be what I would give for advice.
And that's universal. I love that.
Yes. Be teachable, and we learn until the very end. I mean, we should always be learning. That's awesome.
So after you finish a fight, whether you win or lose, do you take time to recenter? Do you, I'm just not going to train this week? How do you recover after a fight?
Yeah, I usually take about at least a week off. And if it's a super hard fight and I'm still sore, I'll take up to maybe like 2 weeks, but I don't usually take off more than that. I'll still, be honest, eat some junk food and stuff like that afterwards.
Yeah,
ready for it. So,
well,
what's your favorite junk food?
Yeah. What's your favorite thing? Like if you, right after a fight, if you're going to eat whatever you want, going for it.
Usually it has to be Waffle House because it's usually pretty late. So that's what's open. So that's where I got to go.
What do you get at Waffle House? Like a huge stack of pancakes or?
Maybe like a waffle, a burger, something like that. Something good, tasty.
Nice. I had a burger last night. So burger's always a go-to.
Did you show us your coffee cup, Alex?
I actually have it in the kitchen. You can wait 1 second. I'll grab
yeah. You left.
Coffee cups. All right, what you got?
All right.
Okay, so I've got this ugly mug right here.
Oh, love it.
I love it. You win.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. What's the story behind that one?
This one is from a local coffee shop here in Lenoir City. It's called the Ugly Mug.
Oh yeah, love it.
That
is amazing. I love it. Okay, you've got us beat today. I'm kind of boring today. All right, Alex. Well, you have at least one new follower because I know Sarah has been following you. So I'm excited to watch your career grow, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You are very welcome.
Well, we'll chat with you soon. Have a great day, and keep it on.
Will do. Thank you.